Imagine this for a moment. Somewhere in the world right now, there are people in their 90s and even past 100 who wake up with clear minds, strong legs, and no daily pile of medicines. They don't follow extreme diets. They don't count every calorie. They simply eat a few ordinary foods every single day, and science has been quietly studying them for decades. Here is the truth most people never hear. Longevity isn't about one miracle pill or secret treatment. It's about giving your body the same signals day after day that humans evolved to thrive on, and those signals come largely from what you eat. When researchers studied the longest living populations on Earth, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, Ikaria, and Loma Linda, they noticed something striking. These people didn't eat more food. They ate simpler food, and the same items kept showing up again and again, almost boringly consistent across different cultures. One of the most powerful of these foods is something so common that many people overlook it completely: beans and legumes, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans. In longevity studies, people who ate beans daily lived years longer on average than those who didn't. Beans stabilize blood sugar, feed gut bacteria, reduce inflammation, and provide plant protein without stressing the kidneys or blood vessels. They act like a slow, steady fuel source that keeps your body out of survival mode. Then there's vegetables, but not just any vegetables. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard show up constantly in long-living diets. These greens deliver magnesium, folate, vitamin K, and powerful antioxidants that protect your arteries and brain. People who eat a handful of greens daily have lower rates of heart disease, dementia, and even certain cancers. Another daily staple among centenarians is whole grains, not refined bread or sugary cereals, but oats, barley, brown rice, and traditional salt. These grains slow digestion, lower cholesterol, and reduce the insulin spikes that quietly age your cells. When insulin stays balanced, your body stays in repair mode instead of fat storage and inflammation mode. What's fascinating is that these foods don't work alone. They work together. Beans feed your gut bacteria. Whole grains support that same ecosystem. Vegetables reduce oxidative stress while improving blood flow. Over time, your body receives a constant message. There is no famine, no emergency, no need to age fast. Then comes healthy fats, especially olive oil. In regions where people live the longest, olive oil isn't a garnish, it's a daily staple. Rich in polyphenols, olive oil reduces chronic inflammation and protects the lining of your blood vessels. Studies show people who consume olive oil regularly have lower mortality from heart disease and stroke. And finally, something that surprises many people: nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. Just a small handful a day is associated with longer lifespan. Nuts support brain health, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce oxidative damage. They're calorie-dense, yes, but in a way that signals abundance and safety to your metabolism. Notice what's missing here. No extreme protein overload, No ultra-processed health foods. No obsession with supplements. Just simple, consistent nourishment. Longevity researchers often say this quietly, but it's powerful. Your body doesn't need perfection, it needs predictability. When you eat the same life-supporting foods every day, your cells behave differently. They repair more, they inflame less, they age slower, and this is only the beginning. Because what you eat daily docent just affects how long you live. It shapes how well you live in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now, let's go a little deeper. Because the real power of these everyday foods isn't just in the nutrients you see on a label. It's in how they quietly change your internal chemistry over years and decades. One of the biggest reasons people age faster today is something called chronic inflammation. It's not the kind you feel when you cut your finger. It's low-grade, silent inflammation that slowly damages blood vessels, joints, nerves, and even DNA. This is the kind of inflammation that shows up as heart disease at 60, diabetes at 55, memory loss at 70. Here's where daily foods matter. When you eat beans, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, and nuts regularly, your body produces fewer inflammatory chemicals like CRP and interleukins. At the same time, it increases protective compounds that calm the immune system. Over time, your body stops acting like it's under constant attack. Another huge factor is insulin control. Every time you eat highly processed carbs or sugar, insulin spikes. When this happens again and again for years, cells become insulin resistant. That's when fat storage increases, blood sugar rises, and aging accelerates. The daily foods we're talking about work in the opposite direction. Beans and whole grains slow digestion. Vegetables add fiber and minerals. Nuts and olive oil reduce glucose spikes. This keeps insulin low and steady. And when insulin is controlled, your body can focus on repair instead of survival. Then there's the gut. Your gut is not just for digestion. It controls immunity, hormone balance, and even how fast your brain ages. Long-living populations consistently have diverse, healthy gut bacteria. And what feeds good bacteria? Fiber and polyphenols, exactly what these foods provide. When your gut bacteria are healthy, they produce short-chain fatty acids that protect your colon, lower inflammation, and even improve insulin sensitivity. This is one of the reasons people who eat these foods daily don't just live longer. They stay mobile and mentally sharp longer. There's also something researchers call nutrient density with low toxicity. These foods deliver vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and healthy fats without introducing chemicals, additives, or excess sugars that burden the liver. Your detox systems, liver, kidneys, lymph work better simply because they're not overloaded. And here's something few people talk about: hormonal signaling. Consistent intake of these foods improves leptin sensitivity. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain you're full and safe. When leptin works properly, you naturally eat less without trying. Cortisol, the stress hormone, also drops. Lower cortisol means less belly fat, better sleep, and slower cellular aging. Over years, this creates a powerful feedback loop. You crave simpler food. Your appetite stabilizes, energy stays steady, inflammation stays low. This is exactly what researchers observe in centenarians. What's amazing is that none of this requires strict dieting. These people don't starve. They don't obsess. They simply eat the same protective foods day after day in reasonable amounts. And there's one more piece that ties everything together, something that explains why these foods seem to slow aging at a deeper biological level. Let's go even deeper now, because this is where things become truly fascinating. This is the level most people never hear about, the level of cells, energy, and aging switches inside your body. Every cell in your body runs on tiny power plants called mitochondria. When mitochondria are strong, you feel energetic, think clearly, heal faster, and age slower. When they're damaged, everything speeds up in the wrong direction: fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, and disease. Here's the key point. The foods we've been talking about, Dan T, just feed you. They protect mitochondria. Vegetables, beans, olive oil, nuts, and whole grains contain antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like rust inside your cells. Over decades, it destroys mitochondria. Lower oxidative stress means mitochondria stay efficient for longer, which is one reason long-living people stay active into their 80s and 90s. Now, let's talk about something called autophagy, your body's internal recycling system. Autophagy removes damaged cells and proteins so new, healthy ones can replace them. This process slows dramatically when diets are high in sugar, refined carbs, and constant overeating. But simple nutrient-dense foods naturally support autophagy, especially when meals are not excessive. This means your body is constantly cleaning itself, repairing tissues, protecting the brain, and lowering cancer risk over time. Then there are longevity genes, often called SET. These genes are linked to longer lifespan and slower aging. They don't turn on just because of supplements. They activate when your body experiences low inflammation, stable blood sugar, and steady energy, exactly the conditions created by these daily foods. This is why researchers don't see longevity as a result of one magic ingredient. It's the pattern, the same foods, the same rhythm, the same simplicity. Another powerful effect happens in your blood vessels. These foods improve nitric oxide production, which keeps arteries flexible. Flexible arteries mean better circulation to the brain, heart, and organs. That's why long-living people often avoid strokes, heart attacks, and dementia even without extreme exercise routines. And here's something important. These people are not perfect eaters. They don't avoid treats forever. They don't count calories obsessively. What they do is return to the same core foods again and again. That consistency matters more than perfection. Over 30, 40, or 50 years, small daily choices compound. Just like money earning interest, your health earns interest or debt, depending on what you eat most days. This is the quiet truth behind living to 100. It's not about chasing the newest diet trend. It's about protecting your body from damage while giving it the tools to repair itself every single day. Living to 100 isn't about luck. It isn't about perfect genetics. And it certainly isn't about some secret pill or extreme diet. It's about what you quietly put on your plate every single day. The people who live the longest don't chase health, they protect it. They eat foods that calm inflammation instead of fueling it. They choose meals that stabilize blood sugar instead of spiking it. They give their gut bacteria what it needs to defend the immune system, the brain, and even mood. These everyday foods work slowly, but relentlessly. They repair cells while you sleep. They keep blood vessels flexible. They protect the brain from decline. They reduce the background damage that ages most people far too fast. And the most powerful truth of all, you don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency. Every meal is a vote. A vote for slower aging or faster aging. A vote for strength or decline. A vote for independence in old age or dependence. The foods we talked about aren't exciting. They won't trend on social media, but they've quietly carried entire populations into their 90s and beyond with clear minds and functional bodies. If you eat them most days, your body gets a message. We're here to last. And over time, your body listens.